If you like what you hear in this podcast and want to help us keep the lights on, then you could support us on Ko-fi for as little as a £1 one-off donation. The links are in the episode description. Thanks for your support. This is Skip, the podcast where we tell you, in our opinion, which albums are truly unskippable and which ones belong in the skip. I'm Mike.
I'm Rob.
And Mike Fest continues, baby, because this week we're talking about one of my albums. I'm very happy about this, even though I said we shouldn't do this. By the way, this episode is about Making Mirrors by Gotye. We'll get into a little bit more of that later on. All of this is happening because you won at Christmas, and I'm still bitter. And and here we are. By the time this episode goes out,
it will be June.
Yes, it'll either be the very last week of May or the first week of June. Either way, 6 months punishment, and now I get to talk about the album I suggested, which we got it in the first year, baby, and it came up organically on the wheel as well. So it's not even like
it's the wheel.
The wheel? No. Oh, no. Sorry, I just quoted the shitty theme tune from Michael McIntyre's The Wheel.
The Wheel.
Look, it's a quiz show for cunts. It's...
Wow.
I'm very much looking forward to this, even though I don't think I deserve it, because I did lose. It came up on our wheel, and here we are. And I'm very happy about that.
So if you haven't guessed, Mike is very happy about this album, so I'm going to let him do most of the talking. I've got some facts and figures, but as it's his album, I think it's only fair. Mike, lead the way.
Oh my gosh, I get to do your job.
Woo!
This is I'm
going to have a nice tall drink of water.
It's a palpable day off for you. It's a good one. It's a slow day at the office for Rob, man. Here we go. Okay, so
you just doxed my full name.
I might have government named you. I'm really sorry.
Did you just refer to me by my government name?
Right. Okay. Let's just start this, because this is not my normal role, so I'm not used to doing this. Making Mirrors is the third studio album by Australia singer-songwriter Gotye. It was released in Australia in where it was a domestic album on the 19th of August 2011. It follows his second album, Like Drawing Blood, and his first album, Boardface. And so far, it is currently the final album from Gotye, specifically Gotye, not Wally DeBacker, who is Gotye. He's done several different albums, mostly with his band The Basics, which again, a lot of domestic music being released specifically in Australia there. There were 6 singles, which I think you already have up on your screen, so I can't even do can you name them all? Because I imagine the only song that you know from this is the one that everybody knows, right?
Do, 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 do.
Do, 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 do. I like nursery rhymes in song. Do you want to name the singles for me, because I don't have them in front of me?
Do you want to try and guess them?
I think I can confidently do you 3 of the 6.
Go on then.
And I think I might be able to do them in order.
Go on then.
The first one was Eyes Wide Open and was not released in the album cycle. It was released in the year prior, in 2010.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you the date, but I know that it was. Then it was Somebody I Used to Know, which was released about a month before the album dropped, so that would have released in early July 2011.
Yep.
And then I think it was Easy Way Out.
No.
Piss.
You're missing 2 songs.
Oh, yeah, well, hang on, missing 2. Hang on, so Easy Way Out was released as a single, but it wasn't released as single number 3.
Exactly.
Okay. Gosh. Did you release? I know he released State as the Art as a single, but I think that was much later. That might have been the last one. No.
Nope, you got that wrong.
I'm a fake Gotye fan.
You got the first 2 right, and the months right.
Yep.
Incredible. November 2010.
There you go.
For the Eyes Wide Open. July 2011. Someone that I used to know. Bronte on August.
That's surprising. I didn't know he released Bronte as a single.
I Feel Better in October. Easy Way Out in February. And then Save Me in August 2012.
It's a lot of singles.
It's a long period.
It was very much 2011, the year of Gotye, certainly in Australia as well, where, domestically his music does a lot better than internationally. So we don't often talk about the cover art, but I'd like to very quickly talk about the cover art, because
let me have a look at the cover art for the first time.
It's an interesting painting. When he was speaking in an interview with the Australian Broadcasting Company, he was talking about the significance of Making Mirrors album art and also the title, Making Mirrors, and how it symbolizes a creative and introspective process that he came to whilst recording the album. While he was said to have said that this album is about reflection and little ways for him to explore his own record collection, the world of sound that he's fascinated by, and also sometimes get different perspective on memories and emotions he's been mulling over for many years. And actually, I think you can hear that in a lot of the songs. We're going to go deeper when we get to the track-by-track stuff, but there's a couple of tracks in this that talk about imposter syndrome quite a lot. So the idea is that Gotye wanted to make something that reflected kind of his memories, but ended up kind of reflecting too hard on himself as an artist. And that led to a lot of periods of delays for the album. In fact, one composition for the album that he's never revealed which song it is actually caused the album to be delayed by 5 months because he just wasn't sure if he was going to finish it, wasn't sure he was going to make the recording. Good thing he did, though, because it did very well. Professional ratings. Here we go. So here's your aggregate scores up the top. Metacritic, it's only 69 out of 100, which is, I think, low. Same with Any Decent Music, which is another aggregator where it gets an average of a 6.6 out of 10. But for some outlet-specific scores, you have the Daily Telegraph giving it 3 out of 5 stars, Entertainment Weekly with a B+ grade, The Guardian with 3 stars, The Independent with 3 stars, The Enemy with 5, fuck The Enemy, Pitchfork with 7.7 out of 10, Q with 4 stars, The Rolling Stone, again, we don't like them anymore, 3.5 stars, Uncut at 4 stars, and AllMusic at 3.5 stars. It was, typically speaking, a success. Might not have been a critical darling, but it did sell very well. And we know this because in its home country of Australia, it went 4 times platinum. I think it also won a load of Australian music awards as well. It definitely got Album of the Year.
It also won a Grammy.
It won a Grammy! I didn't even know that. Which Grammy did it win? Best Alternative Album?
It certainly did in 2013.
That's literally a fucking arse pull, and I got it right. I'm very happy with myself. It got 2 times platinum in the USA, Poland, and New Zealand. Poland's a fucking weird one. Poland went mad for Gotye, don't you know? 1 day after its release in Poland, it went platinum. Wow. 1 day! Which is just crazy. It was similarly liked in a lot of European countries. So Belgium, France and Germany went platinum. And here in the UK, as well as the Netherlands, Italy, Denmark, Canada and Australia, it was certified gold. Charts performances, it got to number 1 in Australia, you'd have guessed. Poland, you'd have guessed apparently, and also Greece. It also reached number 1 in the US alternative charts, but the US have a bunch of different charts and then the Billboard. It only got to number 6 on the US Billboard 200. But elsewhere, number 2 in the US rock charts, number 3 in the German charts, number 4 in the UK and French charts, and number 5 in Canada, the Netherlands, Italy and South Africa, as well as a bunch of other different countries that I'm not going to name, otherwise we'll be here counting where it got to 17th place, so what's the bloody point?
And if you can't guess, Mike really likes this album.
I real dig it. And a lot of people really dig it. I mean, more specifically, they dig the big single of Somebody I Used to Know. Do you want to guess how many streams that Somebody I Used to Know has over Spotify and YouTube? I'm
going to guess is it over 1 billion?
It is over 1 billion on each platform.
On each platform?
Yeah.
So we're at 27 billion or something?
I mean, Christ, I don't think anything's at 27 billion. Now you've over-egged it. It's no good. Currently, on Spotify, Somebody I Used to Know sits at a grand total of 2,461,094,949 streams.
Jesus.
And counting. And on YouTube, 2,650,562,889 views on its video and counting. Something of a, how should I call it? A
one-hit wonder?
You really could label this particular song as a one-hit wonder. It might be, in my opinion, then, the best one-hit wonder of all time.
Based on those numbers, it's hard to deny.
Certainly for me, it felt like, I know a lot of people point to artists like Lorde being the voices that changed pop in the 2010s. I don't think Gotye came around and changed pop. What I do think is that he gave us one of the best alternative pop records of the 2010s. I absolutely adore this album, which is why I wanted to do it. Do I have anything else interesting to say about it?
While you look through your notes, I'm going to give this album cover a name, and it's going to be Starry Nips, because that is all I see.
Okay.
It just looks like 4 very pixelated nipples with random cutouts of stars.
I was not expecting expecting this like Freudian fucking Rorschach test, but sure, we'll take that.
Starry nips. One's green and one is grey. One is more of an ombre.
Oh, you need to see a doctor if one of your nips has gone ombre. Weird. I don't think I have anything specific I want to say. Here's a little fun fact for you, though. Despite the fact that Gotye, achieved global success with Somebody I Used to Know, he has still refused to put advertisements on any of the YouTube videos for the album. And this is kind of a trend for Wally DeBacker as a person. He always kind of prioritizes the music purity and the enjoyment of music over any kind of revenue. Realistically, with this album, he's made his money. He doesn't. Now he could just go away and do weird shit for the rest of his life. And wouldn't we all love to do that?
Oh, 100%. And I kind of wish we'd have had the digital-only tracks of Showdown Below My Sombrero.
It's a great title. In some of the albums for the Basics, you'll see some wonderful out there song titles. The Basics has been going for longer than Gotye solo projects, and obviously has long survived the death of the Gotye persona as well. There was talk around 2020 that he was going to come back and make a fourth solo album. It has yet to materialise. I got very excited when that was announced, and it's not happening as far as I'm aware. Wally, if you're out there, mate, just do it. Just come back. It's a clean, 15 years now? Coming up for 15 years this August?
Damn.
So now's the time, lad. Please, I'm begging you.
Please, Gotye, please. Come back. Make Mike happy, please.
Just a crumb of good old pop, please. Anyway, yeah, I'm not used to doing the facts and figures. That's all I've got in front of me. If there's anything that stands out on your notes, feel free to chuck it in.
I mean, I didn't know how to say the geezer's name until today.
You only learned how to say Gotye today.
Yeah, I thought it was Gotye.
Gotye. Gotye.
Gotye.
Oh, no. Why do I have to be reminded of that meme?
But yeah, I haven't really got much other than a question about why the Japanese release got so many remixes of someone that I used to know.
It's weird, right? There seems to be a lot of this kind of like favouring of the Japanese audience. I think because physical sales are still so popular in Japan. It's probably because there's a lot more, and I say this from experience of being there myself, a lot more physical record stores and cafes over there. So I think people do still buy CDs, especially. They do buy them physically. You probably obviously have people who have streaming services, whatever, but Tower Records, with its old-ass 80s logo, still stands proudly in Shibuya. They love having very few things, but things that are very meaningful. It's the very Japanese
love that
way.
for them.
I wish I could do that, but I have a house full of absolute junk. Most of it from Japan, so
I haven't got much more to add, so should we just get into the meat and potatoes of the album, as one could say?
Shall we? Did you listen to any other song other than Somebody I Used to Know before today?
No, and I actively avoided that song for as long as I physically could.
Because it annoyed the piss out of you due to overplay?
Yes, and I wasn't a fan of the song when it came out.
Oh, interesting.
I cannot stand the geezer's voice.
Oh no, this is when you tell me. You've let me have this moment for the past 15 minutes, and now you tell me.
Well, I've got more bad news to come.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so obviously it was your first time listening to the album in full.
Yes, it was.
It was not mine, you won't be surprised to hear. I got super, because I really like Somebody I Used to Know. I think it's... This is kind of half preamble and half best tracks, by the way, just to let you know where we are in the format right now. I was really taken back by how unique it felt at the time, not only because of that kind of more simple composition and that really nice, what is the fella's name? Luis Bonfa. There's a sample of a track called Seville, which makes up the kind of the guitar work for Somebody I Used to Know. Obviously, you then got I think it's a malimba, but I'm not entirely sure. Of the do 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 do. It's really stripped back compared to the rest of the stuff on the album, but it's that simplicity that allows the storytelling in Somebody I Used to Know to come to the forefront. And what we were all used to by that point was breakup songs, but kind of like very bombastic, either very kind of ballad-esque, I'm not going to say Mariah Carey style, but like very belting breakup songs or very somber breakup songs. We hadn't had one that just felt complicated and messy and ugly, and certainly we didn't have many that had the right to respond in the second verse. which, you know, I appreciated as somebody who's a fan of storytelling.
Am I right in thinking there was supposed to be a more like high tier singer coming in to do that secondary verse?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I remember hearing that Kimbra was not the original choice. Kimbra, by the way, having a fantastic career all of her own. If anybody wants if you like this record, I'm going to give you a recommendation out the gate. You should go and listen to Kimbra's Cameo Lover and Settle Down. Because if you like what Gotye is doing, but you want to hear it with a bit more body, you're going to get it in Kimbra's work. She's actually very, very talented. So I'm glad that she made the feature. But yeah, I do remember hearing that she was not the original choice.
Yep. The original was an unnamed high-profile Australian vocalist.
Interesting.
He then tried it with his girlfriend, and he realised her voice didn't fit the specific sound, so he went over to Kimbra. He never revealed the Australian because he didn't want to embarrass them.
Who do you think it was? High-profile Australian singer popular in the 2010s. I've got
someone like Holly Valance.
Yeah, Kylie Minogue.
Danny Minogue.
Dare we dream? for Kylie, not for Danny, Jesus.
Even though Danny was the original Minogue.
She was. And Kylie's the better one. I say that, and we're praying that the Kylie album that's coming to our list to do never comes up, because they didn't choose the one with Can't Get You Out of My Head on it. They chose the one with Do the Locomotion on it.
Come on, baby.
Do the look. It's, oh man, it's proper like dead arse end of like the family disco music, and I don't want to do it.
Oh, there was also a widespread rumour that Katy Perry was supposed to be the other singer.
Ooh. I mean, is
this
she
was
Australian?
Dispelled. No, it was dispelled by Gotye.
Ah.
It said they always intended for a different specific type of vocal contrast.
Do you reckon that's just because Kimbra and Katy Perry have a very similar face structure and jet black hair colour at the time?
No clue. I don't know what she looks like.
Oh, fair enough. You've seen the video, right? It's a very famous video.
I actively tried to avoid the video because it was fucking everywhere.
Yeah. We all had to see Wally's nip for a long time.
I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched a video. I always used to avoid it because I hated the song.
Oh, no. I'm not looking forward to the rest of this episode all of a sudden. Okay, so best tracks then. This, obviously, like, of course, Somebody I Used to Know is one of the best tracks on the album. For a reason, it is an iconic piece of this album structure. It's one of the few tracks on the album, obviously, to feature, like, a very prominent sample, which, given Wally's work with the basics, it's not out of character for him as an artist, because he did do sampling on Boardface and on like Drawing Blood, but it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for, as obvious as it sounds in this. You can very much hear that sample being moved around to get that kind of like rhythm and string in there. But it is also the most drawn back on the album. Even the slowest songs on the rest of this record are not as stripped back and singular as Somebody I Used to Know, kind of like certainly how it starts out. By the end, obviously, you've got more of a kind of a chorus of vocals, and you've got the call and response from Kimbra as well. So it builds to a nice ending, but it's a very simple song, and I think that could be to its detriment in other people's ears other than my own.
I think it was really successful because of the fact it was so laid back and bare compared to everything else that was on the market at the time. Like, it was a completely different sound to what was being mass produced, and it was from a independent artist. Was he independent? Technically,
that is a great question. I know that everything he's done with the basics has been independently released and domestically released, but I'm not sure about his solo records. I'm going to double check that whilst we're sat here.
Well, while Mike double checks that, it's a really well constructed song, and possibly one of the best, if not the best song on the album.
It was not an independent release as such. It was released through a smaller Australian record label known as 11. They feature mostly kind of domestic acts, but they also do represent Silverchair, who were a band who were big in the late 90s, early 2000s.
The year 2000, that was a great song.
Silverchair are the Frog Stomp people, I think. I think they had either a record or a song called Frog Stomp, and I remember that being a very funny name. They do appear to be a distributor for Universal and EMI. Obviously, they are based in Australia, so it is kind of more focused on that domestic market. Gotye is still signed to them. So that's just, even though he appears to have killed off the moniker and has stopped producing music under that name, he could still go back.
Or maybe it's just that they've got him signed to a multi-record deal.
Well, I imagine they're still selling records, right? Sure.
Potentially.
It's like I say, it's a popular album. I don't own it, weirdly enough. Like,
You talk so highly about it.
I don't own a physical copy. I bought it on iTunes like most people at the time, which was the style at the time. Yeah, no. I do think that history will look fondly on somebody I used to know because I think it looked fondly on it at the time. I'm not sure that anybody who heard that then went out and brought the record. I don't think people really remember Gotye outside of this song, which ironically does make him somebody we used to know. Hardy, hardy, ha, he made the obvious joke. But it's far from my favourite on the record. And let's be real, I like a lot of them. But I want to talk about In Your Light, which is basically, and for those of you who've listened to it, it's basically an alternative take of Faith by Michael. Is Faith Wham or just George Michael?
It's hilarious that I've literally wrote, my only note of this is it feels like a worship song mixed with George Michael.
Yeah. I think there is a bit of a whole thing about religion on this, but I think it's been framed as a very singular kind of radiance of somebody else in his life. And I think because you've got songs that talk about feeling like an imposter and kind of unworthy of the life he has, as well as that kind of self-deprecation that you got in somebody I used to know. You know, he wrote all those lyrics. He wrote both sides of, I think you're a terrible person and you got rid of all my shit, but also turns out you're a dickwad as well. Like, he wrote that about himself. And it wasn't just informed by one massive breakup. That's him having this reflection. And he said this in a few interviews. Somebody I used to know is not based around one singular person or one singular breakup. It is based around how much of a shitty person he has been and the shitty people that he has been entangled with, and kind of his memories of kind of unfurling all of those emotions, which again led to multiple delays for the album. But In Your Life is much more positive, it feels. And it could be because of a religious aspect, although I don't believe Wally is religious. So it would be interesting if he was. I kind of took a sense from this song as a reverence for somebody who makes everything seem like it's worth it. I think when the rest of the album is so critical of himself and the people around him, there does seem to be somebody in the songwriting that he's able to pin nothing but a positive emotion on, and that feels like what it's led to this song. I think it's very jaunty, very lively. I think it's a wonderful feel-good song, which is not really my vibe, but I think he makes it work really well.
You've got a lot more notes on this than me. I've literally just got my George Michael note and I've gone, it was an okay song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any songs that you actually came away liking?
Well, this is as deep as my notes go. So Easy Way Out. My note is, I don't mind this one. It's catchy and has a great verse.
Okay. That's literally all you wrote for Easy Way Out.
Yep. Eyes Wide Open. This one is okay. I don't have anything negative. It's just a good track for the album.
Oh no. Oh no, I know where this episode's going now. Oh, I'm very sad. I'm going to talk quickly about both those songs because you know I like them. Easy Way Out. It's interesting that this is the second track on the album because you've kind of got that the Making Mirrors kind of like overture at the front, which is very much the, you know, I try to draw curtains and end up making mirrors. It's kind of like an explanation as to how his introverted writing style has made something that feels very critical. An Easy Way Out is kind of an extension of that, and it kind of feeds into Smoke and Mirrors later in the album. This is somebody who is looking at the decisions he's made and wondering whether or not they were the right things, and also where he fits in the world. There's a great music video for Easy Way Out. It's a shame you don't like the song, otherwise I'd say watch it. It's like this constant rotating set of him coming back from like a horrible fucking job and hating his life and the drudgery, and it's a wonderful one shot of him that's been layered multiple one shots have been layered several times, and you have all these different scenes of him steadily kind of like being ground down by the day-to-day. Although Wally's obviously somebody who's made a career out of music, which most people would find quite attractive, I think he's able to kind of feed all of this kind of emotion about where you fit in the world, what there is to look forward to, and finding a way to get all those negative emotions into what feels like a relatively upbeat package.
Okay.
I think that takes artistry. I do respect him for that. And then I really like Smoke and Mirrors. But I don't know whether you've got anything written down for Smoke and Mirrors.
I'll save that for later.
Oh, no. Okay, what was the other one you liked that you said wasn't too bad? Eyes Wide Open.
Eyes Wide Open, yeah.
It doesn't fit... Like, I'll say this. Because it was the one that was released first, it does have a very different vibe to the rest of the record. I'm not sure whether that was entirely intentional or not. This feels more dramatic. It feels like it's trying to tell a grander story about... Story! About an ending of such, which kind of makes it feel that it's kind of like stranded in the middle of the album in a bit of a weird way. It feels very apocalyptic and very empty and very searching of meaning where meaning has died. But I don't know. I just kind of dig it. I just think he's a really talented songwriter. And I really like everything that he talks about. What is it? To stop consuming, to stop being human is one of the lyrics. And he's talking about how we're going to, drive ourselves into a fucking hole of our own making. And being part of this industry, it feels like he's another cog in that machine. But also like... fuck, this is what I do. And I feel like you get that emotional thread through it. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm probably going to have something positive to say about any track if you give me half a chance.
Yeah, but it sounds like it. And unfortunately for me, I didn't enjoy it enough to really sit and listen and take in the story behind the lyrics because I was just too busy going,
oh no.
For the audience at home that can't see me right now, I am just doing a through gritted teeth smile.
Yeah, it's the face. There's a really good Office gif of a grimace that Michael from The Office. What's his name? Steve Carell.
That's
there we
the
go.
one.
Yeah, the Steve Carell gif. You were basically doing a slightly happier version of that, and I put emphasis on the word slightly. Oh no. Okay. Has you got anything positive to say about this record?
So, Mike.
Oh no, it's fucking Razorblade Romance Part 2. We would have got here either way. I'm vindicated, at least in my loss, that we wouldn't have been held back from a fucking truly magnificent episode. It would have been us, like, the other person waxing lyrical about the album, and then the other person coming in and being like, here's all the ways it's dog shit. Oh no. Okay. Rip the Band-Aid off, mate. Tell me you didn't like it.
I hated this album.
Oh, no.
And I don't say that lightly. I think this is the worst album that I've listened to.
Oh, fuck all the way off. What?
I only listened to it twice. I couldn't get through it. I hated it.
Seriously.
I had this on, and I tried to get into it. I tried more times than I did with Undone. Couldn't get into it. I had a walk, and I put it on, and I was just listening. I was like, I cannot stand this.
I really did think there'd be something here to appreciate. And I think I know what track is the one that's going to have kind of repelled you the most.
The album as a whole feels like a rip-off of other artists.
You think?
Most songs, I've got a note about it being based on a different song and different artist or a different genre, and having like, I don't know if it's supposed to be homage or if it's just a direct clone. But so many songs on this album where it doesn't feel like it's an original. You know what I mean? It feels like, I don't know whether he's taken inspiration or if he's just full on nabbed shit, essentially. And I just could not get behind it. I have tried so many times, and
well, you tried twice.
Well, but no, I mean, I tried to
get through the whole thing.
I've got through the whole thing twice. I've tried more than twice to get through it, but I couldn't.
I'm so disappointed.
I know you are, because you've talked so highly about this album.
This is like confidently one of my favourite albums, and what I think is one of the finest albums of the 2010s, and just to hear it's unlistenable. Like, you let me have Sleep Token last week, and now you're stabbing me in the fucking back, man.
I'm not even going to apologise, but I know you think highly of this album, and I've just got notes of Smoke and Mirrors. Not a big fan. Slow, and the layering just doesn't do anything for me. Feels like a gorilla song with different vocals. Outro goes on for far too long. It's that whole like flute whistle thing that he's using. It just sounds like do 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 do.
Oh, man, I really like that kind of like slightly woody
I feel
tone.
better. Sounds like a soul song. It's like a mix of Ain't No Mountain High Enough and Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
I don't hear either of those songs.
I sat and listened to it and I was like, this has literally got the rhythm for Don't Go Breaking My Heart and Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye. Like, genuinely, I sat and listened to it and I was like...
I think you would get some like early 60s kind of like Ronette style like boat that rock shit in there from the like from the horns. I mean, they're synthesized horns, but still. I'd have thought you'd have been like, this is basically just like a fucking... this is the Trogs or whatever, but like, I don't hear Ain't No Mountain High Enough in this.
I have more notes. So, state of the art. I have robot reggae. Is this what he thought future music was sound like? Ultimately dull and repetitive.
I can actually answer that question. Yes. This is I love this because it's just such a weird song. It's weird, but it's weird because it's based around... what's the name of there's a specific kind of like electric organ that was manufactured in the 70s. It's mentioned in like the first line of the song. I'm going to look it up because I want to make sure I get this right. I have gone out on a limb for this fucking album, so I may as well go all the way. The
Lowry organ.
The Lowry organ's mentioned, but it's the cotillion.
Oh, okay.
That's the name. That's the model. Well, it's model D575, even says it. The cotillion is this kind of like 2-layered organ from like the late 70s that had all this kind of like synthesizer and like chorus effects and Christ knows what. He was bought this as a child by his mum and dad, who also were mad into music. And apparently this is like what started his love of music. So it's kind of like an ode to what he thought the future was. Like, oh my God, this thing can replicate an entire orchestra if I flick this switch. So it's meant to sound retro futuristic because it was retro tech that he thought was futuristic as a child. So there's this, I think he got that kind of like telling a story just with sound before he even said a fucking word. Like I instantly pictured like old 60s adverts with like those atomic kind of like star kind of things with no in like vaguely like pointy fonts and people with fucking space race kind of graphics and you hated it. So
but
yeah.
Why is it a reggae? Why is it a reggae track? Why
I don't know, but
why is there a
it.
white man making reggae?
I mean, he's not going fucking... He's not doing
It
like...
kind of is... It's like...
We're not into fucking Belegda territory. It's not that bad.
Let's carry on. Don't worry, we'll be watching you. I like the backing track, but I cannot stand the ethereal vocals.
I don't know whether this song was meant to be about cults, because you get the first like section of it is like, don't be afraid, we won't hurt you, and then immediately following it is do what we say and we won't hurt you, even when you go we'll always be watching. I don't know whether that was meant to be like a religious thing. It'd be interesting if it was, but I think they've, and again this is just my opinion, they've kind of juxtaposed that with something that feels like soft and kind of like oddly alluring. It's almost sexual, but it is very much a threat, which I don't know, as time goes on, kind of feels like it's more and more relevant. But yeah, I get it. It's a very distant vocal effect. It's very not. It's not at the front of the track. It kind of like phases in and out, which I thought was kind of like meant to be quite physically haunting. But I get why you wouldn't like that particular element.
And then let's finish off. I'm just gonna go through it all.
Okay.
Giving me a chance. What the fuck is the car brake noise?
The car brake noise?
Why is there a random high-pitched squeal that happens every chorus? I had to take my headphones off because it gave me earache. Like, genuinely gave me earache.
Is it that reverse phaser thing? That like
no, there's like a really like high-pitched sound, like ridiculously high-pitched.
Genuinely?
Yeah, genuinely.
I didn't know that was in there. What?
Have a listen to it. I'm happy to pause this so you can have a listen.
Okay.
There is a high-pitched frequency. I had to take my earphones off.
Yeah.
Because it gave me a migraine.
Oh, good Lord.
And it was aggravating.
I didn't think
which was a shame. I enjoyed the rest of the song, but that brake noise was fucking awful.
5 minutes later.
Oh, that, yeah.
Why is there a random car braking halfway through the song,
There
it sounds
is,
like
yeah.
the bin lorry has come to my front door. And when you're listening to it on noise cancelling headphones while you're on a nice, relaxing walk, and then all of a sudden your ears get pounded with 4,000 decibels of bin lorry. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You make it sound like a fucking Yoko Ono experimental track.
That's what it feels like to me.
It's just a high synth pitch. That's all it is.
But no, it doesn't need to be there.
Okay, I'll give you that. It doesn't need to
If
be
it
there.
wasn't there, I'd have liked that song.
There's already enough going on with the layers. You've already got like the fairly simplistic drum beat and the kind of the reversed, like I said, the reversed phase effects. That's
It's one of the best songs on the album,
Yeah.
other than that fucking effect. I couldn't listen to it.
No.
It hurt.
Oh no. You're tinnitus. How do we say it in
I
this
have
country?
got really bad tinnitus.
It really kills
I've got
you off,
really sensitive hearing,
Mm.
and high pitched frequencies just fuck me off.
Mm.
There's no need for them. You're not trying to get bats to come and take you away. Keep them the fuck out your music so everyone can enjoy it.
Nobody will have heard it because like we cut the bit where I listened back to that track with you. I saw you whip those headphones off your head so fucking quickly when that started.
It hurts.
Oh my god. I genuinely did not notice it. Like I mean, I guess that's me being tinnitus privileged over here and not having it. I would not have picked up on that if you hadn't mentioned it. That is such a shame.
Like, my head is slightly genuinely hurting
Oh no.
just from that, 2-second exposure.
Oh god. I feel really bad because like
No,
I was
don't
like,
feel
this is a
bad.
good fucking album. You'll enjoy yourself.
You can't help it. Like, you really enjoy the album.
Mm.
I absolutely hated it. But we're going to have times like that. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to agree on every album.
I said that the Vilvalo sounded like metal Chris de Burgh, so this is your revenge, and that's fine.
No, this isn't even revenge. This is that the guy can sing, the guy can make music, but this feels like a tribute album to, like...
It's weird knowing that the last album the Basics made had a lot of covers in it that you think this is a tribute album. But I hear that sometimes. I do think In Your Light is basically Faith 2.0. But I don't like Faith, and I do like this. So
What about the Limp Bizkit version?
That's pretty good. Yeah. I'd forgotten that existed for a few
I
seconds.
guess it would be nice.
If I could touch your body.
Not just anybody.
Oh, it's got a body like you. Yeah.
Baby.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Having more fun than listening to this album.
Debatable.
I don't think it's going to be any surprise, but I will happily pour petrol on this bad boy and burn it straight down to hell.
I genuinely thought we'd get this one through. I was like, it's such a well-made, layered album. The songwriting's
It's
so
horrific.
good.
I hated it.
Oh, man.
Like-
I thought you did. I knew you wouldn't like, or knew you wouldn't kind of like initially gel with State of the Art because it is different. And I'll give you this, even though I really like the album. I'm like, if you couldn't guess, I would have given it unskippable. By the time you get to the last 3 tracks on the album, I do think that we've had one too many slow songs by the time we get to Bronte, even though it is still fairly good at what it does. I think you could have ended it with Giving Me a Chance. It would have been absolutely fine. But then you wouldn't have got Save Me, which I do really like. I like the yeah. It's a bit kind of stomp, clap, hey, without being fucking annoying. It was the early 2010s, so it would have been popular. But yeah, I'm very disappointed. I genuinely like. There are some albums that are completely self-indulgent. Like, I'll say they're unskippable, and it is just because I very specifically and singularly think they're very good. I've got one in my head that I'm not saying out loud, and when we come to do another game, it is the album I'm suggesting for next time. And I know it's not unskippable for anybody but me. I did not think that's what this was. I truly, and this is why I suggest it, I truly believe that this is like one of the hidden gems of its time. And I do think there's so many good qualities. I'm so disappointed, and my confidence is knocked, and my day is ruined. But I got Sleep Token unskippable, so hey, it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
I would say I apologise, but I don't.
No, you had a bad time.
This hurt me. My Saturday was genuinely ruined because the rest of the day I had a cracking migraine
Because of that one
the
song. Bus
song.
breaks.
Yeah. Like, I took my headphones off. I didn't actually, that time getting through, I didn't actually get to Save Me or Bronte because I couldn't.
Jeez.
I had to turn it off. I turned my headphones off. I still had 3 miles left to walk. I walked in silence.
Silence was more preferable.
Yeah.
The sound of passing cars.
The
At least they didn't fucking break, eh?
The sound of silence.
Which is not the album we're reviewing.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I wish I was in darkness. Wish I was in bed.
You wish we were listening to the darkness?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Oh, man.
This album was not touching me, was touching you, but I have set it on fire, so it doesn't really matter.
It's got a one-way ticket to hell, but not back.
No.
Yeah,
It's staying there.
that's a real shame.
No matter what you say, it will never come out.
I do think you're wrong, obviously, because I suggested it. I'm going to, and I think if anybody out there did really enjoy Somebody I Used to Know, I think you're going to get something quite different from this album. I'm not going to say it's one of my favorite albums, so I am going to say this. I think it might change your mind about what modern pop music can be, quote unquote modern, since it was 15 years ago. But like, yeah, I liked it. You might like it, but unfortunately, it can't go on the wall.
Nope.
So I lost the Christmas episode, and now my album lost as well. Yep. I've lost the most from this, and you've continued to win.
I wouldn't say win. I wouldn't count having an awful migraine.
No, you had a few more letters. You've continued to fucking whine.
But at least I didn't make a random robot reggae track.
You give the Rasta Master 5000 his due.
The Rasta Master 5000.
I knew State of the Art would be like a fucking left turn. I really appreciate what it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I think, because it's got to be a consensus. But if you have got an album that can make us reach a consensus, there's a fucking segue for you. You can send that over to us at skippod@gmail.com. That's skipod@gmail.com. You can also go to the Linktree, linktr.ee/skipodpod. Fill in the form. Let us know what your unskippable albums are. We will add them to the wheel. We will then spin the wheel. We will then review the albums that you put on the wheel. That's how this works.
And thankfully, next week is the end of the Mike Power Hour.
It really is. It's been a wonderful 3 weeks to start the summer with, and then we go back to reviewing things I either don't like or have never fucking heard of. So enjoy this whilst you can, Mike fans. Yes, that's right, all one of me.
I mean, your wife might like you.
Let's be real, no.
Is she a Rob fan?
She's very happy that I do these podcasts, I imagine, because it gives us some time away from me. But then again, she came on the show, so, you know.
Exactly.
She's more foolish than I thought. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to me have a bad time during my good time. And we'll see you next week, where potentially more of the same. Bye, everybody.
Bye.